What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we're going to be looking at the new Iron Banner awards for the first Iron Banner tournament of Year 3 in Rise of Iron. There's a lot of cool stuff to look at. As usual, I'm going to be going over the roles and the weapons, what's good and what isn't, and my recommendations on what perks to look out for on these weapons as they drop throughout this week. So once you load it into the Iron Temple, you'll find the doors are now permanently open for the week, and as I predicted in previous videos, Efrideet is the new Iron Banner vendor who is stationed right over here, and she's the new face of the tournament. There's also a quest you should definitely grab from Saladin as well. No idea why he isn't actually running it himself, he's literally stood there doing nothing, but he now sells also Iron Engrams, which I talked about in a video a while back as well, and this is where you get them from. I guess he only sells them during Iron Banner, but regardless, let's take a look at Efrideet's inventory and see what's up for grabs. So as you can see, they're 350 light level. We've got two sets of gauntlets. This one actually has hand cannon reloader for my hunter, which is really nice. Might be grabbing these myself because they're actually pretty decent intellect discipline as well. The second pair isn't too great discipline strength with auto rifle reloader. And the other armor piece, of course, is the cloak. This one looks really nice. I'm probably going to grab this myself. And now in terms of the weapons, we've got the shotgun and the auto rifle. So looking at the shotgun, the Proud Aspire first, this thing is not too great. I wouldn't really recommend paying too much attention to this. It's not the shotgun archetype that works in PvP because it's not high impact. If you're looking for a shotgun, the ones you basically need are things like the Last Ditch from Dead Orbit, which is pretty easy to get. Also things like Party Crasher, the Matador, Conspiracy Theory D, those really high impact ones that can basically one-shot you from across the map and snipe you. Those are shotguns you want to get. But these things aren't too great. They are usable. They're not the worst things in the world, but they're just nowhere near as good as that super high impact. And this thing does actually have really good range, so it'd be really cool if this was high impact, but unfortunately it's not. Now this one is actually okay in terms of its role. It's got rifle barrel for, of course, range, which is definitely important. It's got snapshot, which is okay, or casket mag for an increased magazine, which I'd probably recommend, to be honest. And then you got replenish, which is awful. The main one here is, of course, rangefinder, which is a very, very good perk. Now, if you do actually want to get the shotgun yourself, in terms of the best roles, you definitely want to get something like aggressive ballistics or either smooth ballistics for increased range in the first column. Now, in terms of other perks, you definitely want to go for things like reinforced barrel or rifle barrel to increase the range. Those are very good as well. And then, of course, in the last column, I think rangefinder is probably the best bet. Or you can get things like maybe performance bonus or final round or crowd control. Those are some decent perks, but for the most part, this isn't really a shotgun you should really pay attention to. It's not going to perform that greatly, especially in PvP. Now, next up, let's look at the Unbent Tree. Now, this is an auto rifle, and it's actually the Doctrine archetype, so super high rate of fire. Honestly, the roll on this isn't that great either. Of course, with the Doctrine archetype, the main thing you want is a ton of stability. That's the most important thing. Otherwise, thing just fires out of control. And of course, we already have the Doctrine, which has really good stability. So this thing is basically trying to compete with the Doctrine, and so far it's coming absolutely nowhere near. Now, firstly, we've got Perfect Balance, which of course is good for stability, or Reinforced Barrel for the range, which is okay as well. You got Lightweight and also Casket Mag, both of which are pretty useless. You don't want to take off the stability by that much, and Lightweight isn't really a great perk either. And the final perk, you got Hidden Hand, which is okay, and Hipfire, which is pretty awful. So the roll on this is not that great. Like I said, the main thing on a weapon of this archetype is, of course, stability, and the only thing this does have going for stability is, of course, Perfect Balance, which is the worst of the two perks. Counterbalance is actually better than Perfect Balance. If you get Counter, that is the better option. Now, in terms of roles you do want to get in this, of course, like I said, you need all-out stability. Try and go for Brace Frame, Perfect Balance, Counterbalance, Rodeo, anything you can have with stability on this weapon, and of course, try and increase the range as well. Things like maybe Rangefinder, but of course, a lot of those perks do actually overlap each other, so ideally, you want something like maybe Counterbalance, and also Brace Frame for the massive chunk of stability, and something in the middle column, you definitely want to be increasing the magazine size to make it a little bit closer to what Doctrine used to be before it got nerfed, because this is competing with the Doctrine, and as of now, it's coming absolutely nowhere close. But I'm really hoping I can get one with a decent roll, so we'll see how those post-game loot drops go, and hopefully I can get a decent roll on this thing. Now, of course, it's also important to remember that these bounties right here are also going to give you a bunch of rewards, and as I said before, these will not drop you items that are currently being sold. So from these, you will not get an auto rifle or a shotgun or gauntlets or a cloak. These are going to only drop things except for those items. So you can get some really cool stuff. You've got 4 opportunities, 2 weapons and 2 armor from these weekly bounties, and of course you get some marks and reputation, but these are going to drop you some cool stuff. So maybe get like a sniper rifle or like a hand cannon. So make sure you complete these bounties. These are going to be a massive source of rep, and of course get some really cool rewards, and I'm hoping to get something really cool and unique. Also, as a quick reminder, you don't need to wear your class item, shader, or emblem anymore to get more bonus Iron Banner reputation. That's completely gone, so you don't need to worry about what you're wearing. I actually wear my Iron Banner cloak because it's one of my favorite class items, and I also like it because it gives me bonus Crucible reputation, which is also a good important thing to have. Make sure you're wearing a class item that gives you bonus Crucible rep, and also have someone pop a Crucible rep booster, and on top of that, top 3 of coins in between every game as well. So there we have it. Those are all my tips for Iron Banner and of course my recommendations on the loot drops. Let me know in the comment section how you're getting on with Iron Banner, anything cool you've gotten so far. And of course look out for more videos showing off my rewards and stuff that I pick up throughout the week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys in the next one.